Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TD Garden for the second time in 2 days. It's a back-to-back for the Shamrocks. At least it's at home. They don't have to travel. They hosted Minnesota last time out and beat them convincingly 4-1. This time, they're going with Nikita Tolopilo and net to rest Kevin Lankinen because they got another back-to-back later this week, so they got to rest. They'll go Lankinen Tolopilo again. This time, New York is here, the Empire. The second-place team in the league at 6-2. Boston right now is 3-5 and looking for that marquee win on the schedule. They got 2 wins over Minnesota and a win over Chicago. If they beat New York, they could seriously be back in business. We are running a little bit late. I mean, yeah, we survived a league-wide gameplay crisis, but Dave, the referee, hit traffic. So the officials were late, and we are starting late as a result. But that's okay, because at 6:45 p.m. in front of an amazing crowd here at TD Garden, this game is underway. Toffoli will start things off fast, and he gets blocked by his own teammates, and he goes offside on the play. Not a hot start for the Shamrocks. Bunting sent it over to Kane, and they'll do the face-off on the New York side of neutral ice. Face-off is 1 to the Empire. Pass up ahead, Parsonen, one touched it to Kane. Now Kane to the middle, and Parsonen will fire. Took a bounce on goal and a save. Bunting across to Foley. Back to Bunting. He fires a stop. Boston has it in behind the net. They'll control it there. Bunting brings it out. He'll leave it for or that was Toffoli who brought it out. They're passing it now, and Bunting a save. Parsonen drives it back. Kane, and a stop again by Tolopilo. Toffoli denied. Some fast action here in the early going. The puck wound up way over here, so I got to go get it real fast. Still going good. Again, if Boston can get a marquee win here at home, you know, it would bump their home record to, I gotta think for a minute, I think it would be 3-1 or something like that. Or no, it would be 3-2. It would bump their home record to 3-2. Here's Bunting. Skates with it, and it's tipped around to Toffoli, down to the middle of Zibanejad. Across to Bunting. Back to the middle of Zibanejad. Will turn and fire, and it's knocked out of bounds by Decord. It was going high anyway. They'll face it off along the far side. Kane across. Now Parsonen has it. Back to Kane. He shoots, took a deflection, and it missed the net. Bunting. Over to Foley. Great pass and a shot save. They get the rebound. Bunting, a stop. Here's Yuso. Kane. Back to Yuso. It's a turnover. Bunting. Across to Foley. Tapped it onto the line, and it goes to the Empire. Kane. To the middle, Parsonen drops it back to Bratt and a save, and we got an offside on the play. Boston really should take advantage right about now, but they don't. And a stop is made again by Decord. 3:33 for the first. Face off 1 to the corner. Bunting across to Foley. Will turn around and shoot. Big block by Juuso Parsonen. Zibanejad. To Foley, back to Zibanejad. He'll fire, and a stop by Decord. To Foley. Across. Bunting, swing and a miss twice. Now to Toffoli, another block, and it wound up in the net on the bounce. It's not a goal. A couple of really big blocks by Juuso Parsonen. Face off 1 to the Empire, nearly tapped away by Kane. So now he goes to the middle, and Juuso Parsonen shoots a save by Nikita Tolopilo. The lone Belarusian player in this league, by the way. We have a lot of Canadians, a lot of Americans, a handful of Finns, Swedes, and Russians. But one Belarusian is Nikita Tolopilo. I know, needless information. You didn't need that. Turnover. Down to the middle. Kane across. Bratt! That took a deflection on net and a save. Here's Bunting. Over to Toffoli. He'll fire. Got a save. Rebound. 2 saves by Decord. Decided to take the quick rebound there. Nothing really doing for the Shamrocks. Although they are out shooting New York here early on. Here's Parsonen. Dropped it back, Kane. Goes long, it's a turnover. Zibanejad, a save. Not playing too well in the Empire. Now Parsonen across to Bratt. He overruns the puck but gets it back. Bratt up ahead. Parsonen hit the side of the net. Now Bunting sends it across. Great pass to Toffoli, and he missed. They get the rebound though. Bunting Gave it to Zibanejad, he fires in another save, and they gave him an extra shot. That happens always at least once a game. Halfway through this period, face-off across, Bunting a save. It goes in behind the net, and they shouldn't have given him that shot. Now they're still one too high. Now Bunting, across. Here's to Zibanejad, hit the bar! And now Bunting has it. Through and it's on the line, and it's won by Boston. To Foley. Played it out to Bunting. Now in the middle, it's on the line again. This time it's won by New York. Here's Kane. A save is made. They get it back, however. Bratt hit the post. And now it's played up to Parsonen. Knocked away. And they made the determination that it was going high. 1:55 for the period. Shots are 14-6 Shamrocks. But the score, 0-0. Zibanejad fires. That's their 14th shot right there. So it was 13-6, not 14-6. 1:50 for the period. Still searching for the game's first goal. And behind the net goes Nikita Tolopilo. The goalie today for the Shamrocks. Completes it out to Bunting. A save. Rebound. 2 saves again by the cord. He is sharp early. Puck wound up out of bounds on the play. 1:41 for the period. We're still scoreless. And I'll tell you one thing. This crowd is fired up. They love what they're seeing from the Shamrocks. There must have been a players-only meeting somewhere in there because I believe they were on a 4-game losing streak or something like that. Toffoli, a save, out of bounds again. This is a really slow-moving first period. A lot of game stoppages. Ace-off. It got stuck in the boards, and now Zibanejad has it. He shoots a save, and again it wound up out of bounds. The shot totals are insane right now. 18-6. 1 to New York, across down the middle, Parsonen. To Kane, hit the post! A close call for the Empire, but they've hit a couple posts. So have the Shamrocks. I know. Face-off win to Boston. Toffoli has it. Sends it up ahead, it's a turnover. To the middle, Parsonen, he scores! A great pass by Kane to Parsonen off the turnover, and the Empire grabbed the lead. All those chances, and that's the game's first goal. All the chances by Boston, but New York scores first. Face-off is won by the Shamrocks. Toffoli across. Bunting trying to respond in a save, and it wound up in the net. Not a goal. 1:14 for the period. 19-7 are the shots for Boston, but 1-0 is the score. Parsonen took a shot and a save. Toffoli sends it back over to Bunting in the middle. Zibanejad, bar down! We're tied! Both of the centermen are on the board. What a shot there by Zibanejad. Saw the space and roofed it. Shamrocks earned that goal. They were out shooting New York like crazy here in this first. And now Bratt missed the net entirely. Kane has it up to Parsonen. Back to Kane, another save. They have it back again. New York finally starting to get some pressure here. Bratt fires, denied. And knocked out of bounds by Tolopilo. The crowd is energized once again after getting silenced early. They're back to life right now. Across to Foley. Back to Bunting. It came back to him. They play catch. On the back end. Zibanejad to the middle of the ice. Now to Foley. Shoots a save. Wound up in behind. And that pass up to Juuso Parsonen. And he took a move and it took a deflection. A couple of them. And now in the middle. It's tapped over to the middle. Zibanejad hit the bar. Rebound. A save. And it went in the net off the bounce again. That's happened at least 10 times in the first period alone. The face-off wound up in the New York zone. It's tapped out to Juuso Parsonen. Now to Kane. Knocked out of bounds by Tolopilo. A slow-moving first period, that's for sure. Face off to Boston. Toffoli across to Bunting. Now it's back to Toffoli. Never mind, it's in the middle. Zibanejad will fire in a save. And shocker, another stoppage. Face off. Oh, Bunting pulled it back. We don't have a rule against that. It's a turnover. And Boston is going to take their time. Toffoli, that's stopped it into the corner. One pass over to Kane. He fires, that's denied. And that's the end of the period. Finally, Boston has New York doubled up in shots. And the score is tied 1-1 through 1. We will be back after these messages. Welcome back to Boston for the second period. And no wonder why this feels like a playoff game. What is the attendance? Glad you asked. 17,541. That is 24 seats short of a sellout. Pretty sure United Center was 18 short. That's insane. These big opponents like New York and Toronto are big draws, man. But we gotta get a sellout at some point. We gotta come close. Anyways, second period begins from New York. Kane a chance save, and what do you know? Another stoppage. It only took 4 seconds. But I'll tell you one thing. The puck is flying around tonight. Both teams are bringing their A game. They're both fast. This isn't a slow game by any means. The shots may be 24-13, but both teams are throwing everything they have at each other. Bunting caught it and brought it back. Zibanejad a shot save. They get the rebound and Bunting tapped it away. Brad has it along the far wall. Parsonen back to Brad. He shoots and a save. And they're saying the puck's in play. They're going to let it go. Save. Rebound blocked. Now Toffoli will send it. Try to send it across. And he threw it away. To the middle. Parsonen denied. And New York will keep it moving. Here's Kane. He'll fire and a stop. Got the rebound. Save. 2 of them by Decord. Or by Tolopillo, excuse me. I don't know why I keep messing that up. Puck is tapped out. Decord. Across Kane. And it's thrown into the corner. Bratt deflected over to Kane on the one touch. He'll fire again and a save. They're passing it around and it's on the line. It's won by the Shamrocks. Toffoli, there's a save. They're calling that an attempted pass. Bratt! He wound up and fired that and it wound up out. It hit the scoreboard. They finally called one of those. Still 1-1 here a minute into the second period. Boston wins another face-off. Pass back. Toffoli and a save. Goes in behind the net and back to get it is Tolopillo. I need a sip of water. Alright, let's go. Oh my goodness, that was a close call. And oh, another close call as Bunting put it on. Decord got behind him, but he still caught it and saved the day. And then there's a quick bounce over. Bunting save. Rebound. That's wide. Kane over, it's another turnover. To the middle and a stop. Now Parsonen has it. Back to Bratt. He'll turn and fire. A wrist shot and it's denied again. Bunting. Zibanejad looking for his second of the night. Not going to happen. Sent across. Great pass to Bratt. He wound up and fired a slapper. Tolopillo said no though. Zibanejad to Bunting. Hit the post. Rebound. Missed the net. 2 misses by the Shamrocks. And on a court, up to Kane. He'll shoot a stop. And the puck will come to Boston. Bunting, back to Zibanejad. Great passing here. Toffoli is denied. It now goes into the corner where Toffoli will hold it and Boston will reset. He'll bring it up. It's a turnover. Brad across on the goal line and kept out of there. And now Parsonen shoots a save. That was a close call. Joey Decord just calmly pushed the puck off the post and out. It was sitting on the line, and he kept it out of there. 2:35 for the period. Face-off, one to the middle. Zibanejad to Toffoli, denied. And they are calling that one on goal. Shots are 34-23 in favor of the Shamrocks. So New York is closing the gap a little bit. Not really. It goes into the corner, and now the Empire are going to slow it down. Because they know the pace of the game. It's played out to Kane. Kane has it. Fires. Swing and a miss. And then turnover. Bunting. Tapped it back. Toffoli. Stopped. And now it's up. It's another turnover by the Empire. They're playing some really sloppy hockey here. They might be thrown off by this atmosphere. And now it's another turnover. Who wants the puck anyway? And Kane has stopped. Got the rebound and is knocked out. They're only giving him one shot. They're saying the second one was going high. They'll face it off along the far wall. 1:58 for the period. Face off one to New York, but they threw it away. And then they threw it back. Kane to the middle. Parsonen looking for a second, not going to get it. Kane will send it up. Bratt fires, stopped. Got the rebound, swing and a miss. And now Kane, another stop. Kane has it up along the center line. To Parsonen, back to Kane. Bratt. Across Kane. Back to Bratt. Wrister, denied. And knocked into the corner. To Foley. Rings it around nicely to Bunting. It comes back to him. And a save. They're calling it still in play. I don't know about that. Here's to Foley. It comes back and a stop. Got the rebound though. To Foley. Across. To Bunting. Blocked. They're only going to give him one shot. It's grabbed up off the line by Bunting. To the middle. Zibanejad missed the net. Got about a minute left in this period. Bratt just chilling in the corner. He wants his team to get reset. Alright, here we go. Pass it up nicely to Parsonen. Back to the cord. Now Bratt shoots. Knocked away by Tolopillo, and they gave him an extra shot. And then, oh, it hit the post hit. And then Kane stopped, and that'll just be their 30th. Bunting to the middle. Knocked over to Foley. Denied. Rebound, 2 saves by the cord. And now Bunting has it in behind. He threw it away. It would have been a goal had it gone straight in. And Bratt is stopped again by Tolopillo. Still 1-1 here. Another turnover. To the middle. Parsonen. Back to Bratt. Now it's Kane. A stop. I love how these teams are getting creative with their passing. Up ahead to Zibanejad. A save. Here's Bunting. Across. It's another turnover. And New York is going to take their time. Kane and Parsonen just tapping it around. They'll take the shot and score! They took their time and set it up. And Juuso Parsonen makes it 2-1 Empire right at the end of the second period. He's got 2. It's a centerman's night. It's a tough one to give up if you're Boston because you've played so well. But against one of the best teams in the league, you're going to be walking into the intermission down by only 1 because 1.5 or 1.9, that's not a whole lot of time because you got to get 1 pass. And also the players are on the wrong benches. I just noticed that. I never switched that. It's fine. There's only 2 seconds left. Face off 1 to Boston. They get the quick pass and a save. That's the end of the period. So, a fun second period is culminated with a late goal by Juuso Parsonen, his second of the game. We'll go to the third period with a 2-1 New York Empire lead. This has felt like a playoff game from the start. It's been a fun one to play. Period 2 belonged to New York. Period 1 belonged to Boston. However, they did not come out of the period with a lead. They came out tied. While it's not ideal for Boston to be down right now, they've hung around. It's been a fun one. Let's see how the third period goes. Are you guys nervous? I'm a little nervous. Across. Bunting. He scores! 5 seconds in! We're tied again! He lofted it in off the post! And this crowd has come to life again! Face off 1 to Boston. To Foley across Bunting. They're trying to complete a pass. They're having a little bit of trouble doing that. So they'll go to the middle and turn it over. Across Bratt, back to Kane. Hit the side of the net. I mean, first shot of the break. Oh, Boston threw it away again. Kane has it. Turns it to the middle. Kane will send it back to Bratt. He'll fire, save. Rebound to Kane. He's having a little bit of trouble with it. And he'll just send it up to Parsonen. It comes back to Kane. Parsonen has two. Can't get a third. Rebound came to Bratt. He fires on goal and a stop. And Bratt will take it in behind the net. They got to slow this down. New York was up entering the period. Now all of a sudden we're tied again as there's a save. And I'll tell you one thing. New York controlled the second. They're looking to control the third too. You could really feel the momentum shift as that puck popped up in the air off the faceoff. Along the far wall, bunting across. Great pass to Foley, and another save by Joey Decord. Boston really hanging around in this one. Face off to the middle. Zibanejad. It's a turnover. Kane across Bratt. Had him on the wall. And Parsonen save. Rebound missed the net. Wasn't even close. They'll face it off along the far wall. 3:48 to go in the period. It's not on the line, they say. Across to Kane off the side of the net. I'll tell you one thing. This game might go down in the all-time record book as one of the best. Boston's played in some good ones. Bunting took the shot and it's another save by Decord. Puck wound up out of bounds again. 3:37 to go here in the third. 2-2 tie. Kane, back to Bratt. It's bouncing around a bit. Parsonen will fire, save. And they stop the clock again, not allowed. Boston is going to try and slow the pace here. Oh my God, why is the clock not running? Do we really have to do a clock review? In a game that's been flowing so well, we have to do a clock review. The officials blew the whistle. So they're going to have to fix the clock. I guess we'll be back while they do that. Alright, we come back. Sorry about that. The clock has been reset. It is now 3:17. It's been corrected. We took it from when they accidentally stopped it at 3:28, which happens all the time when we're trying to put shots up. So, okay. We're about ready to resume play. Just waiting on the building personnel. Alright, we're good. 3:17. Play resumes. And Bunting is over and he fires a save. And now Boston's going to control the pace like they were trying to do earlier. Toffoli passes it out. Tolopillo has it. He's controlling it and threw it away. Not sure what he was doing there. And then they threw it back off the boards! So that is not a goal. Because it had bounced off the boards. 2:59 left in a 2-2 game. Face-off is won by the umpire. Across, Kane pulled it back for whatever reason, took the shot and a save. It goes into the corner. Bunting has it. Bunting bobbling it a little bit back there. Zibanejad back to Bunting. He fires a save. Got it back, blocked. And now threw it away again to the middle. Puck is on the line. It's won by the umpire. And now, here's Parsonen. Back to Bratt. Save. Boston just needs to control possession because New York is dominating them here in this period. And they gave him an extra shot, of course. Now in the middle, Zibanejad blocked. So the shots are still wrong for the time being. Kane across. Bratt. Kane. Back to Bratt. Deflected on. And a shot saved by Tolopillo. Here's Bunting. He scores! I wanted to let the moment breathe there while we listen to the goal horn, as there's a save out of bounds. I decided for once to shut my mouth during a goal song. Boston leads 3-2 with 2:05 to go here in the third. Face off, 1 to New York. To the middle, Parsonen turns and shoots a save. Kane rebound, another denial by Tolopilo, who's had another excellent night in the net. I'll tell you one thing, the goaltending for Boston. Lankinen allowed 1 goal yesterday. Tolopilo so far, 2 goals today against a really good Empire team. Here's Bratt. To the middle, Parsonen, it's a turnover. We're under 2 minutes left. Bunting, a save. They get the rebound, and Boston's going to take their time. Tolopilo to Toffoli. Now Zibanejad. Across to Bunting. He shoots a stop. Got it back. And they threw it away. Parsonen, back to Bratt. Across. Kane, save. Rebound, hit the post. And now he's controlling it in their zone. To the middle. Parsonen, stopped. They have it again. In the middle is Decord. Passes it up. Bratt, it's deflected away. Minute 20 to go. When do you pull the goalie? Pass across to Foley. Boston, they're going to take their time. So if you're New York, you got to pull the goalie soon. It's in the middle to Foley. Puts it on. It's knocked away. Goes into the corner. Here comes the extra skater. Empty net, New York. Jared Anderson, Dolan is the extra skater. It's on the line and knocked away. But it's turned over to Boston and turned back over to the Empire. The puck is sitting dangerously close to the danger zone. You got to be careful. 45 seconds to go. They'll play it up to Brad. He shoots. Hit the post. Inches from tying the game. Wow. They'll put the goaltender Decord back in for now in case they lose the faceoff. But wow, Bratt was that close to tying up the game. And instead, they are still down 3-2. Oh my goodness. And okay, there it is. I was expecting this. Peter Laviolette has called a timeout. It's been another really close game. 41.6 left on the clock. Boston breaks its huddle. We're just waiting on New York to break theirs. We don't really have a timeout limit because teams are generally, pretty good about keeping it at about a minute. 30 seconds to a minute is about how long teams will generally have their timeout huddles for. All right, here we go. They've broken the huddle. And you can see Patrick Kane is just talking to his coach Laviolette. If I'm New York, I'd try to go to Juuso Parsonen. He's had the hot hand today. He has 2 goals, both of them for New York. So, if you're the Empire, go to him. They have the goalie in there for now. Face-off is 1 to Boston. That's the reason why. So now Boston's going to kill time. Down to about 30 seconds left in the game. Across, they put it on a save, and there goes the goaltender again. Oh, the net comes off! They got to wait for it to come on. And they're going to go to Parsonen like you called for, and out of bounds he goes, but it's on the line. So now it's essentially 3-on-3. Juuso Parsonen's out of bounds. And now it's to the middle of the save across. Empty net, hit the post, and it went out. What is this game? So, New York's going to have to send the goaltender back out as the faceoff will come in the Boston zone when Parsonen flied out. He knocked over my lineup card. I mean, what's wrong with you? There is not a lot of time left. Boston might honestly be able to kill the entire clock up by 1. Face-off is won by Boston. They knock it back. And that might do it, folks. They're killing it. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Another upset win by the Boston Shamrocks at home. are back, and look at Bruce Cassidy. They're celebrating as if they just won it all. What a game! Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. PHLL is the same right now. After going on a 4-game losing streak before the pause, they've come out of the pause and pulled off 2 upset wins at home. And just like that, the Boston Shamrocks are back in the playoff conversation. Goodbye.